Hello and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you out to the shed of many names on this beautiful, cool night where we are going to make thyme infused oil. This is not essential oil, folks. It is infused oil. People have to know the difference. If I was making essential oil, there would be beakers and tubes and everything. Eventually, one day I'll have the setup. But no, this is infused oil, not essential oil. Now, why am I making thyme infused oil? It has so many medicinal benefits. Thyme is a very, very good healing plant. Now, I'm going to be later making the oil into a salve. It is antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. It's antiseptic. It's also anti-parasitic, which will get rid of ringworm and other parasites that get into your skin. It not only forces wounds to close, but to heal faster as well, and many other benefits, which I will have linked in the description box below. I will do my usual description of medicinal benefits of this amazing plant, as with all other plants that I do. Now, with that being said, let's get busy, y'all. As you can see, I have a nice big amount of organically grown thyme. I am looking forward to making this infused oil. I have been wanting to do it for a while. Here I have the top part of my double boiler. Yes, I use a double boiler. You can use a crock pot on keep warm or low, as long as it does not cause the oil to simmer at all. You barely want the water in the bottom part of your double boiler to slightly simmer but not come to a boil, because that will be too hot for the oil. And with that being said, I have just plain regular olive oil. Not extra virgin, because it has a uh, shorter shelf life, and that extra virgin that they throw in sure does cost a whole lot. Makes it a whole lot more expensive. I have to have my joke. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go through my thyme, make sure there's no leaves that's not supposed to be in there, any other plant material. Oh, it smells so good, y'all. I'm looking forward to making this oil. And into the double boiler it goes. And I'm making a strong batch this time, because it's all going to cook down. The plant material will. See, like I said, there's a leaf. And you'll find a lot of your dead leaves on the bottom of the pile. Do not use the dead leaves from the thyme. And yes, you want the stems as well. Waste not, want not. Okay, I will scoop up everything else, and that will be going into my compost bucket to go into the compost pile. Now, as you can see, all the sprigs of thyme are inside. Now we open up the olive oil. I wish I would have done this before I started the video, but oh well. And this is uh, 2 quarts and 4 fluid ounces. And yes, I'm using the whole jug. I would have liked to have a bigger jug of it, but oh well. Do with what you have. Oh, it smells so good. And of course, put your jug aside because there's still going to be just a tad bit of olive oil left in there. Don't waste it. Use it for something and recycle your bottle. And as you can see, I've got it all in there. I'm fixing to move it to the bottom part of the double boiler, and I will bring y'all back here in just a bit. Okay, I have my flame on medium. I have my bottom part of my double boiler full of water. I have my top pot with the thyme and the oil in it. I put a lid but askew so that the water can still evaporate out of the thyme, but it won't mess up. It'll help keep bugs out, especially little gnats. Now what I do is I take a spatula for now, and later I will be using the old trusty chopstick. I want to make sure that the thyme stays covered in the oil. Now I'm using a measure cup to hold mine. Use a saucer or something so any oil that drips off of that can be put back into the pot. Now I'm going to let, once it gets the temperature, I'll cut my flame down because I don't want my water to come to a simmer. And I'm going to let this go for about 4 hours or until the plant material is spent. And you'll be able to tell it because it'll be dark green, translucent, doesn't look really appealing, but I will bring you back once it is done. I will let you, and then I'm going to let it cool off, and I will let you know how long it took for this batch to make it, and then we'll go through the straining and all the other wonderful stuff. See you back here later. Okay, the thyme oil is finished. I have it sitting here. I have let it cool down, and I just heated it up just a little bit to make it pour easier. Alright, now, as always, make sure that your work area is clean and sanitized. All your equipment that you're going to use is clean and sanitized. I have a half-gallon jar, a canning funnel, these wonderful filterless coffee filters to strain the oil. I have a big measuring cup with my first strainer in it, and I have vitamin E oil. That will go in to help preserve the thyme oil even more. Give it a longer shelf life. And like I said, I heated the oil up so it is warm. And this is just the first straining. To get most of the big plant material out. And you want to make sure you mash it to get all of that wonderful oil out. Not sure if you can see. Yes, the leaves will stay dark. It'll also take on the color of the olive oil, but they will be translucent. You can see through them. Whoops. Okay. Now, before I do the final filter on this, I'm going to remember to get my vitamin E oil in the jar first. Perfect. 5. Since it's a half a gallon, I'm going to do 5 vitamin E caplets. I don't put the caplet itself in. I do, however, put the oil in. And save the gel caps because you can put them in to your compost or into your compost tea. They will dissolve. You just want to barely nip them and squeeze the vitamin E oil out. And these are 1000 IU caplets. Okay. Any that gets on your hand, rub it in. Don't let it go to waste. Okay, here comes the fun part. The final straining to where you get all of the big and the fine plant material out. Because any plant material left in can cause it to go rancid faster. And of course, as it cools, your oil will get darker looking. So do not worry one bit. It has took on a pretty color. I'll continue to let that strain. It's like trying to get a bird's nest out. Oh, it smells so good. And it's going to take me a while, but I'm going to mash and get out as much of the oil out of here as I can, because there is still plenty of oil trapped in there. Now, just know, unless you have a press, you're not going to get all the oil out of the stems and the leaves. But you can try. You can try. You can keep mashing and getting as much out as possible. And that's what I'm fixing to do. And I'll bring you back here in just a little bit. Okay, I got as much oil as I can out. Now, all the plant material and the gel caps are going to go into the compost pile. No, the olive oil will not hurt your compost pile because it's not animal fat. It is fine. And we got plenty of room if I don't put the funnel back in. I got one full half a gallon. And that's a blessing right there. Now, this oil you can use as is on wounds, rashes, skin cancer, bug bites, you name it. Eczema, and so many other skin ailments. And this is to be used externally. Alright, we're going to put, well, wipe the rim just to be on the safe side. That jar is full. I am so happy to see this. Alrighty, grab your friend, the Sharpie marker, and put on there Thyme oil 523. Now, it has a shelf life of close to 2 years, if not longer, if you store it correctly. You want to turn it up, make sure you get all the vitamin E oil mixed in. Store it in a cool, dark area, and that way it'll have a longer shelf life. Do not store it in bright light nor sunlight, because yeah, your shelf life will go down very fast. And all of my oil I'm going to use to make salve with. Uh, but you can use the oil straight on your skin for wounds and so many things. And there'll be more information, medicinal information, in the description box below. But look at that. Is that not beautiful? Now, once again, let me stress, this is Thyme Infused oil, not essential oil. This is so not essential oil, not whatsoever. Yeah, the amount of thyme that I used, I might, if lucky, get a quarter of a teaspoon. And that's pushing it, of essential oil, if I've done it the way you're supposed to. This is infused oil. Do not mistake it for a thyme essential oil. No, because this is not how you make essential oil. And a lot of people have the wrong misconception that this is essential oil. No, no, it's not. Not whatsoever. Simple, easy. You can do this. All you need is a double boiler, or you can improvise one. You can make one if need be. Olive oil, and read your olive oil labels, because they're starting to cut down olive oil with other things. So yeah, it took me a while to find actual pure olive oil. They're starting to mix soybean oil and other stuff in with the olive oils. That's not good. And thyme, both times. Thyme the herb and thyme to make it. Simple, easy, homemade, organic, and yes, you can do it yourself. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Continue to stock up your pantries with food that will sustain you, medicinals that will heal you, also protection and the bare necessities to survive on. Everyone, take care. May you each be blessed. Hoot hoot. I'll see you soon.